Hi everybody, Sanbonani. Welcome to my channel, Kamalam Godano Mdleche. And on this channel, by the way, welcome to Reality Buzz TV. I'm usually on the other channel in the morning. So today we are here on a Reality Buzz TV. Welcome, you guys. We are going to do the full review of the Real Housewives of Durban. If you haven't watched the episode, what are you waiting for? But do not worry, because we will make you feel like you watched the full episode. Because while we are talking about reviewing the episode, we are also interacting in the comment section. If you want to be one of those people that will be interacting in the comment section, I did love episode 2, you guys. I feel like, with Angel, I'm kind of changing my mind now. I'm liking her a little bit, but I'm trying to figure out, is she a liar or not? Okay. Maybe once I know for sure if she is a liar or not, then I will know if I like her. Okay. But there is something that is very good about them adding Angel on the show, because you guys, she's getting people to talk, she's getting people to discuss things that they don't really want to discuss. So I like her for that, you guys. But I was disappointed that it does seem like she was being caught in a lie when she was talking about having a conversation with Maria, that Maria is saying that conversation never took place. But we're going to talk about that, you guys. So the first thing is Jojo and Ruan, guys. I really felt like Ruan is out here being shady. And I feel like he is shady because now I kind of feel like I understand why Ruan chose Jojo as a friend over Maria. Okay. I feel like everybody or some people on the show have mentioned how shady it is the way that Ruan met Ojojo. I think Ojojo, they were doing an interview here on YouTube because Ruan is some sort of an influencer too. And while they were doing an interview, he made a proposal to be a husband to one of the housewives. Okay, they clicked with Jojo and ended up being friends. But my understanding that is that they were already friends with Maria. Okay, so here you guys, I guess they were just talking about what happened at the party, Maria. And I do feel like you guys, all parties, when it comes to the conflicts between Jojo and Maria and Ruan, want to move on. But I feel like the problem here is that Jojo doesn't want Ruan to make up with Maria, because then Ruan will have to choose between Jojo and Maria, or Ruan might end up spending a lot of time with Maria. So I feel like Jojo is the one that is actually preventing Ruan and Maria from making up, because she keeps poking on the fact that, you guys were not really friends. Because if you were really friends, how come you had only been to her house twice? Guys, listen, since I moved back to Durban, some of my friends haven't been to my house, and I moved last year, September, you know. Does it mean that some of my friends are no longer my friends because they haven't been to the house I live in now? I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Sometimes you are friends, but you just don't go to each other's house like that. If he's been to Maria's house twice, but I feel like Jojo is comparing that to how much Ruan spends time at Jojo's house. Because sometimes I feel like Jojo is just in the morning, they're having breakfast, and Ruan is just there. And I feel like, who spends that much time with their friend? You are a married woman, but there's just always this guy that is always at your house. Does Ruan even have a home at this point, you guys? But we're going to get to it, because I feel like Jojo does reveal why Ruan spends so much time with her and why he has chosen her as a friend over Umaria, because apparently they are very different friends when it comes to how they treat Ruan. And I thought that it was shady when that was revealed, you guys. Then we do get to Maria and O'Neill. I guess they're revising the same thing that happened at the event. You remember Angel wanting to find out what's happening with the friendships, you guys. I do feel like Angel is falling into the trap of being used by the producers somehow. I feel like she's the one that if they want the cast to talk about something that they know the cast is uncomfortable talking about the thing, she's the one that they're going to get to talk, okay, or poke people. And I feel like she has to be careful with it, because a person that does that and they are new on the show makes other people not want to build friendships with them, because you always wanting to get into the mess. Okay, you always wanting us to have uncomfortable conversation. You always wanting the tea, like she said last week that she wants the tea. You can't really be wanting the tea when you are new and we are still trying to figure out if we want you as a friend. So I do feel like she's falling into that trap. If she is not careful, it might not work for her in terms of her building friendships with the others. Okay. And listen, you guys. So Maria says this, that she has never sat with Angel and talked about Ruan because there was an issue at the table. Angel was asking question as to why don't you get along with Ruan anymore, because you have spoken about how your friendship has fallen off. Okay. And Maria is like, listen, this lady is going to have to take accountability and explain to me why she is saying I spoke to her about Ruan, because I've never spoken to her about Ruan before. I also don't think that it makes sense, you guys, because I don't think Maria and Angel were friends. I do feel like it's one of those where producers are saying, listen, we want to bring a new cast member to the show. And can she come through you? You're just going to say that you know her as a designer, but I don't think that they were friends. Okay, so I also don't think that it's possible that Maria spoke to Angel about, Ruan. I feel like if until Angel provides receipts, that sit down did take place and that Maria did talk about Ruan to her, I'm going to believe Maria when Maria says, listen, you guys, I don't know this lady like that. And so I wouldn't have sat down and had a conversation about somebody that used to be my friend. Okay, so we do have a new cast member that is being introduced. They say it's Emmy, it's Amanda Thompson. Okay, I think they said that. But I was like, Amanda, Emmy. Okay, I guess Emmy comes from Amanda. Amanda is being introduced through Slee, you guys. And I think that that is good for her, because Slee came in last season. Slee did not have a good experience when it came to being introduced to the show. She was introduced through Unonku, and Unonku turned on her. And I do feel like, you guys, Usli is not going to want Emmy to have the same experience that she had. So even though I also do feel like Emmy and Slee are not really good friends like that, it's also that situation of maybe they know each other here and there, but not really that they are close. But I do feel like Emmy might have a better introduction to the show, because she's being introduced by somebody that had a bad experience being introduced to the show. So maybe it will make Usli, like, you take care of her a little bit. If you bring somebody to the show, then you need to take care of them. Okay. Which is why the whole thing of Maria and Angel is weird, because somebody introduces you to the show and then you are coming in and you want to tell on their tea. And, instead of you having their back so that they can have your back because you don't have a friend yet, it doesn't make sense what Angel is doing. Okay. So you guys, listen, she said something interesting. She said that she is in a healthy relationship. She just won't say who she's in a relationship with. Okay. She won't disclose who she's in a relationship with. I'm like, listen, I don't know about a relationship being healthy, but it's not disclosed, especially on Real Housewives of Durban. I was like, is that man married? Okay, that was the first question. I mean, married men don't want you to be out here talking about the fact that you are dating them. And I was like, it's interesting that you are in a healthy relationship, but your partner will not be disclosed in this very big important job that you are now starting to do, which is the Real Housewives of Durban, which is mainly about you being a housewife, but you're not going to disclose the partner. I'm like, something is off here. It's either the partner doesn't exist or the partner is a married man. Okay, I just don't get that. Okay, but she said she's in a healthy relationship. She just won't disclose who the person is. Okay, so I even wrote here, I was like, is he married? Because married men don't want to be talked about on national TV. Listen, you guys, I think Slee is safe compared to the others in the introduction to Amy, because she's like, listen, I know Amy, but it's been less for less than a year. Okay, so that she's not specific to say for 2 weeks, for 2 months. It's like, I know her for less than a year. So she's like, she wants to introduce Emmy to the others because she feels like Emmy needs to get to know other people, and Emmy's talking about being a loner. Guys, it's another one of a housewife that is in on a spiritual journey. Apparently, utwasile, and then they said in Yako didn't go well. That is not what she was supposed to do. And all of that stuff. She's talking about drinking blood, slaughtering cows and goats. I'm like, guys, listen, when they take the season to America, I'm interested to know what they will say about her talking about, because guys, to us it's like, oh, okay, so slaughtering cows, drinking the blood, okay. It's not all bad. Sometimes it happens, especially in the Sangoma situation. So I can just imagine when Americans watch this episode, that it's going to be interesting because they're going to be like, housewives of David, they drink blood. So she's talking about that. So I guess that's why she is sort of connected to Usli, because Usli also has Istunya, you know, and I'm glad that she's not focusing on that storyline this season because we had enough of it last season. So you guys, listen. So she's trying to give her like the summary of how the ladies are like. She's like, there is Sorisha. And then I guess, guys, I wouldn't think that there's any woman that will come on Real Housewives of Durban and they don't know the cast, especially Sorisha, Nonku, Jojo, maybe Maria, because Maria came last season if you didn't watch last season. But I wouldn't even understand how you would come in the season and not watch last season, because you need to be clued up as to what happened last season. So there's Sorisha, whom I guess Emmy is feeling weird about because she's feeling like Sorisha is close to Usli. So there's a bit of jealousy there. And she says, Unonku, Deputy Jesus. Listen, you guys, I don't even think Noko is Deputy Jesus. I think she's Jesus' little sister or something. And then Jojo is a wild cat. I like how she described them. Jojo is a wild cat. Jojo is a wild cat because Jojo, you can get her in a really good mood and she's fun and playful. And then you can get her in another mood where she's not so pleasant to watch, okay? And then she says the new guys, it's Angel and Zama. Angel is a baby that does not really want to be called a baby. And then Zama is a weird character, you guys. Listen, they have been saying this about Zama, that she is a weird character or a strange character. And I hadn't seen it in episode 1 and 2. But this episode, I was like, okay. There's something weird about Zama, the way that she's acting. Okay, I was like, okay, I see why they put you on this show, but you are acting a little bit weird, guys. Before we get to the scene, because the last scene was Zama having a birthday party, you guys. Am I the only one that feels like Uzama should actually be older than 40? Because how was I watching Uzama on Generations while I was possibly still in high school? And I am 44 and she's turning 40. How is that even possible? Listen, she looks good, okay? She looks good. She could get away with saying she's 35. Okay, that's how good she looks. She really looks beautiful. The body is banging. I like that. But I was like, guys, I'm not buying it. How is Zama turning 40 when I was watching her on TV being my young self, okay? How did her age stop and mine just went? I was like, but she is turning 40, guys. According to the Real Housewives of Durban, Zamangova is turning 40. I might need to say an ID because I was like, hey, I'm not to be about cool, guys. Every year we are adding a year, but now they are reverse and then reverse. I was like, something is not adding up. And you guys, we do get a sit down between Sorisha and Noko, you guys. And I'm glad that we finally get this sit down because something weird went on with our relationship. Usorisha no Nonko. They never really used to be besties, but they were not enemies either. Okay. There will be certain things that Nonko would do that would irritate Usorisha, but I didn't feel like they hated each other. But last season, it was a season where you feel like they don't get along. Remember, you guys, that at some point, Sorisha was even promising to bring some receipts that Nonku was not paying her bills or had not paid her bills somewhere. Okay, come a reunion, Sorisha came and did not bring the receipts. I guess she decided, you know what, it's the relationship would be worse if she brings those receipts. Or she spoke to Vivian at home, and Vivian was like, listen, you were supposed to go on this show and look cute, okay? Now I don't understand with you changing now and being a messy housewife. So forget about the receipts, because I do believe that the receipts do exist, you guys, okay? There must be some bills that Unonko didn't pay at some point, like a lot of sometimes. Okay, I must have a clothing account somewhere that is waiting for me to, to pay, but I haven't paid. But you guys, so after that, it seemed like there was Jojo and Nonku on one side, and then there was Sorisha and the rest of them. So Unonku says, you guys, that her issue was that Sorisha, instead of defending her, because Sorisha had known Unonku since season 1, when Nonku brought Usli, Sorisha took Sli's side. Her issue is that why take Sli's side? Why defend Usli when you had known me longer? You should have given me the benefits of the doubt. So before they get into that conversation, though, you guys, they get into this thing of Nonku no longer drinks, but we see her on Instagram with wine bottles. I guess she's just buying wine for other people because she's not drinking it herself. Noko wants us to believe that she doesn't drink anymore. She's all green tea. She says she's drinking what 5 cups of green tea every day. It's a competition now because Sorisha and I drinks 12 cups of green tea. I'm like, rich people's issues, So, and then she talks about, you guys, this cosmetic surgery situation that she went through, guys. I love that scene. I did say on the video that I posted that I love that scene because I feel like every time the influencers, the celebrities talk about cosmetic surgery, they always talk about it in a glamorous way. I went to this doctor, Dr. Pet. It went Dr. Pet. I went to this doctor and whatever. Look at me. We see a person talk about how they're going to go to do the procedure, and then we see afterwards now they're at the gym. Now they're slim. But the recovery, guys, okay, the recovery is what I'm also worried about because my recovery from a C-section scar, guys, was horrible, okay? So I always just think all of these things that they're doing to their bodies, how is the recovery? They don't show us a lot of the things that happened during that time. So I love the fact that Nonku took the time to talk about the fact that, listen, there are things I did wrong when I was preparing to go to for this procedure, and I almost lost my life. Apparently, she was drinking days before she went to the procedure. Even the day before she was going to do the procedure in the morning, she slept with a bottle of wine, which is what everybody has always said about Nonku. Nonku drinks a lot. Or let's say she was drinking a lot because she says that she doesn't drink anymore. And she would always deny that she's not an alcoholic. Guys, I do feel like if she was an alcoholic, she was definitely a functioning alcoholic because she was still able to run her businesses. She was still able to show up on the show and contribute to the show. So if she was I don't know if she was an alcoholic. I know she drank a lot because even herself, she had admitted that there wouldn't be a day that would go by without her having a glass of wine. There is a lot, you guys, if you're having a glass of wine every single day. And you can't live without, because chances are you're not just having one glass, okay? So she said that she had drank the night before, and the doctor had been specific. As if you go into theater, it's something that they just tell you, do you drink, just make sure you don't have, alcohol. So she drank, went to a procedure. I guess it went well, but then she lost a lot of blood. And then something happened during the recovery time. She ended up fainting at home and being taken back to the hospital. That's another thing, guys, I don't understand. When they do this procedure, they don't keep you in the hospital for long. Some people will be getting discharged the same day or the following day. I don't get it, you guys. Like, why do they discharge them so early? So when she got home, she ended up fainting, and then she was taken back home, and then she had a blood transfusion. Okay, somebody else said it's a transfusion. Somebody said it is infusion. I'm confused. Is it blood infusion or blood transfusion? At the end of the day, she got blood into her body because she had lost a lot of blood, you guys. So And she was talking about how alcohol basically almost made her lose her life. Okay, so it's alcohol and cosmetic procedure because, girl, you did not need that procedure. It's a very elective procedure that you could have lived without. I think it's really a horrible thing when somebody ends up losing their life because they were doing a cosmetic procedure. But people have options out here. If they want to do it, they can. But I like the fact that she got into that conversation to say, yes, my body might look good right now, but I almost lost my life trying to get it. Okay. So that, other girls, when they go into this procedure, they can just know, just have that information. Also, listen to the doctors. If they say don't drink before the procedure, don't drink before the procedure so that you can be in a position to save your life. They do get to talking about their friendship, Sorisha and Nonku. I guess Sorisha was feeling like both of them have to take some responsibility. Guys, I don't like how everything now that happened with all of their friendships is being blamed on Sane. Okay. I don't know, guys. I'm not getting it. Okay. There must have been a lot of things that happened last season that maybe Sane did. That we didn't see because I don't get it. Why is everything now being blamed on Sane? I feel like it's just an excuse for them now to get away from taking full accountability and responsibility for what happened with their friendship. Now everything is Sane. So there's always a Sane conversation or Sane name being dropped when they're trying to solve their problems with their friendships. She said that she had some things and started feeling a way about, Ununku and not Giorgio, but it's not that her friendship, that is also Risha, her friendship with Giorgio and Nonku is not important. It is just as important. They did end up, you guys, apologizing to each other. They did end up saying that they are moving forward, which I loved because honestly, they really didn't do much to each other except last season there were two sides. There was the Giorgio side and there was the Sorisha side, so it's like people have to just choose a side. But there were people that did not directly do things to each other to a point where friendships could end, you guys. So Ogu was also talking about how now she is trying. I didn't like that though, you guys. She says she tries now to not say what she's thinking because she feels like she gets into trouble with people because she's always saying what she's thinking. Okay, that can be a good thing, you guys. But I also feel like it's not a good thing when you are in friendships where you have to be different in order for you to be accepted. I don't understand that. Like with your friends, you should just be able to be yourself. Okay. If I think something, I say something when I'm hanging out with my friends. They might say, "Go to hide that. Why did you say that?" But they still love me. So I didn't like that for Nonku. I didn't like the fact that she is feeling like she has to hold back in order for her to be more accepted when it comes to the friendship with Sorisha and the rest of the girls. I feel like she just has to be herself because that's what we want on Real Housewives. And they have to accept her the way that she is if they want to be friends with her. African Souls, thank you so much for coming in the comment section. Welcome to Zama. We hope to get more from her because she seemed to come with an attitude that she might not be rich, but she was famous before them and is gifted. Yes, you guys, listen, I haven't seen the riches, okay? If I haven't seen your house, okay, and you are also not very enthusiastic about getting people to your house, then it might be a nasty situation where maybe even the house doesn't exist. Because one thing about housewives, they like to show off their houses, okay? So if we are in episode 3 and you are supposed to be the one of the richest and we have not seen your house, does the house exist? And you're staying in your cute apartment, Tanyana, that would be very difficult for you to bring people to because that is normal life, for a lot of people, and it's okay. But when you're on Real Housewives, we do want to know. So I totally agree with that, you guys. She is coming with an attitude, and I feel like she's going to want to be deputy Sorisha because she cannot be Sorisha. Sorisha is so guys, that place that Sorisha, even Jojo cannot take. We know Jojo is one of the richest too, but she will not be able to say sorry. But I think that if it depended on Zama, she would be the one. She would be the queen. Okay. I'm glad they didn't take in season 1. So yes, Dr. Pet. Yes, Dr. Pet. Is it Pet that Pet or Pet like you wrote? Nonko must be careful. It sounds dangerous. Queen of RHOD must take care of her body, and she will not enjoy the body for so long. So she talks about how now she feels like maybe the new blood that was put on her is the one that is rejecting alcohol, because for some reason her body is rejecting alcohol. But like I say, you guys, we've seen her online. So I don't know with you guys. Yeah, she needs to take care of herself. Guys, I can imagine taking a risk. Like when you're going for going to theater for anything, like you must be taking things that the doctor said you must do and not do because you want to come out alive. So I can't believe that she would risk it like that. But we're glad that she's okay, you guys. So Risha and Nonku are sorted. And you guys, now we did get to see George's bedroom. That is like the size of my house and 5 of my friends' houses put together. And the furniture in there, I'm sure, like our furniture put together doesn't even do a dent. What a beautiful, it was beautiful, guys. That house is beautiful. She's done some amazing things to that house. Anyway, we go to Jojo. She's gossiping with her husband because, guys, like there's nothing better than gossiping with your partner because you know that Mkosi is not going anywhere. Okay, all they do there is like, and they always act like I'm not interested in Mkosi, but the next time they will ask you, "Hey, so what happened with your friend and her man?" Like I'm gossip. So she was just talking about like updating Kelvin, I guess, about what happened at the function that they were at. Then they get into the fact that Kelvin is retiring, you guys. And I guess he's reached the age. He looks very strong still, he looks very handsome still. But I was like, but I looked at him and I was like, but yeah, he might be at that age. So he wants to retire. Remember, Kelvin, you guys owns butcheries in and around KZN. I don't know if they have any butcheries outside of KZN, but they have butcheries in and around KZN, okay? So he sells meat, okay, and makes a lot of money from it. That's why they have a house like that. And then Jojo is an artist. She's always said that she's an artist. But when you have a rich husband, sometimes even the things that maybe when she sells a painting for maybe 70,000 rands, it's like, Ilan. So Kelvin is talking about retiring. I like how Jojo described her discomfort with Kelvin just retiring, because she says, listen, I've never really felt the age difference between me and you, but now I'm feeling it because you're talking about retiring and I'm in my 30s. That must be weird, because then you realize that, yeah, I'm with Umkulu lad. I'm with Ikesha lad straight. So I like that, because I was like, no, I get it. Okay, I get it. You're in your 30s, you have a husband that is retiring, and they're not taking early retirement. They're retiring because they've reached an age where they need to retire. And I was like, I get, how she is feeling a little bit. So you guys, so I don't know if with Kelvin, because he has businesses, I don't know with Kelvin if that means that he'll be making less money with him retiring, okay? Because he owns the business. I guess the butcheries and whatever will still be running. So I was like, what is the worry about money? And because I felt like George Ngatunayo Lento, just kancane, see what's going to happen, because she was talking about, what, you have, even if you retire, you still have to make sure that I am able to live this life that I am living for the next 100 years, okay? Kelvin starts talking about Jojo's art to say, listen, I built you, I guess, an art room in the house so that you can focus on your art. If we can just manage it better, you can make a lot of money. Apparently, Jojo makes a lot of money from her paintings. It's just that whenever she makes money, she gives it away to charity, which is a good thing. But Kelvin, is like, listen, maybe it's about time we don't give away that money, because we do spend a lot of time for you to be able to do these paintings. Then let's have a return on your paintings. And since I'll be retiring, maybe then I can manage you better with your paintings, and then we can make money there, okay? Oh, Jojo, I guess. I feel like you guys. She will contribute to a family if there is a need. Okay, but I do feel like she does enjoy that life of being taken care of and not having to worry about a thing. But I'm still not getting what you worry because the butcheries would still be there. They will still be making. Which butcherist does it own? What's the name is here. So the butcheress will still be there. So I don't know what the worry is about. She says, listen, you guys, I can't be a breadwinner. I don't even eat bread. I was like, a lot of us don't really want to, but we have to. But it's a cute, guys. I love your relationship, God, Jojo and Kelvin. And I love Kelvin's willingness to shoot for the show because other husbands, we hardly ever get them. Okay. They don't really give us that, okay? And we understand they're busy, but some of them just don't want to be on TV, I'm guessing, you guys. And yeah, so they had that conversation. And but I didn't feel like they have a lot to worry about. They just renovated their houses, they've got businesses, they're retiring. Maybe they just be going on more vacations than normal. Because sometimes with Jojo, you'll be feeling like she's going on vacations for all around the year, like they're somewhere on a vacation. That's the life that they're living. Maybe they'll eliminate 2 vacations, which is still a glamorous life. Anyway, you guys, another thing is we did get Angel and Sweli said the boyfriend, which I'm still, watching. And because I'm still like, is he really a boyfriend or is one of those actors that are hired to act as boyfriends on Real Housewives? Because he's just like too action. I don't know how to explain it. Like action, perfect boyfriend. Ahamba yozenzela into zakhe. Go to his real girlfriend. Guys, we've seen enough of those on Real Housewives. So I don't know, you guys. I'm still trying to figure out how they really. I think the thing that threw me off was last episode when she was talking about 10 years. They've really been known each other for 10 years or been together for 10 years. But then she also says that they've been together for 1 year. That thing made me feel like, how long have you been together, really? Okay. So I guess they're out on a date. I like his willingness to shoot, you guys, but that is a good thing and a bad thing sometimes because then when we're trying to figure out if this is a real boyfriend or a hired actor, it's like, hey, your willingness to shoot. Sometimes it's like, yeah, Pela Vela, you are an actor, so show up and let's go. So I don't know, you guys. And listen, I know the fertility issue for Angel is a storyline. The fertility issue for an Angel is a big thing. It's an important thing, you guys. But I kind of feel like I don't mind her every time she sits down. She's talking about the fertility issue. Okay, I want to see her at work. And number one, I still want to know if she really is in construction because Nonko said some things here that made me feel like, okay, is she in? Is she really in construction? Listen, you guys, so they're just having a conversation. They're out. They said they hardly ever see each other. But at some point, I think they said they lived together. So I was like, kanjani futhi manje ulalaphi ubaba ulalaphi wena if you hardly ever see each other, but they're out on a date, you guys. They talk about the baby situation. They have to see a doctor and all of that. And Angel apologizes. I guess there are times when she's in the mood because of what she's going through and doesn't treat her the way that she's supposed to treat her. And like the perfect boyfriend that he is acting to be, he responds to say, listen, the fact that you can even apologize for that makes it even better, whatever. They do. Guys, listen, I do feel like when they talk about the Lobola situation, it's almost like they're having 2 different conversations because Angel talks as if they're ready to do the Lobola thing. The mother at home, remember she had a conversation with her mother. Her mother is ready for inkomuti fig and all of that. And the boy is like, it's kancane, guys. Young girls, like listen to your guy when you start talking about conversations of marriage, of lobola, of listen to him, but also listen to him. Pay attention to how enthusiastic a person is when you have those conversations. And if every time you talk about the conversation of marriage, of lobola, they find a way to pivot and talk about something different, yay, it's a clue that a lot of people wish they had paid attention to. Pay attention to those things. That boy, I don't feel like he wants to do the marriage thing now, because he even said that in the first episode to say, listen, I do want us to focus on our business. Let's get our bag right. And then maybe we will talk about this thing over here that we need to do. I do want to meet your family. Another thing, you guys, they've known each other for 10 years, but he has never met the family. Okay, I don't know, you guys. I don't know. I'm feeling like something is off there. But I do feel like that, you guys, that boy is not ready for the lobola situation from what he's saying. But he doesn't want to just say, listen, let's stop talking about the lobola because I don't want it. Okay, I don't want to do it now. But he's trying to be like, okay, no, we'll do it when the time comes, but can we focus on these other things here? And then at the same time, Angela is talking about having a baby, and she's the one that always brings up that conversation. Sometimes when you are going to have a baby with someone, you want them to be the one sometimes that talk about her wanting a baby so that you know that you're not going to be having a baby all by yourself. Okay, maybe Kelvin can tell about running a business is not and traveling around KZN is not easy. Yeah, Catalisa Jojo must get ready to also bring the cash. And she has an opportunity to bring the cash because from what Kelvin was like, do you know how much meat I have to sell to just make money that is the same as the money you make with one painting? You know, so Kelvin is feeling like, listen, we could just sit here and relax, and you can paint a few paintings here, and we could make a lot of money. That's what I got from that conversation. So yes, you guys, and also there's a reason why you get a trophy wife, so that at some point you can enjoy your trophy wife. So if you're going to be working the whole time that you have a trophy wife up until you die. I mean, when you enjoy a trophy wife, there must be a time where you're like, you know what, I'm retiring from everything now. I just want to enjoy, my young trophy wife. Okay. So that's what went on, you guys. We did see Zama with a friend, which I didn't understand, but they were trying to introduce the idea that Zama is going to have a birthday party or a birthday lunch, a birthday dinner. I don't know what it was. And she was calling people. She called to sleep because she wanted someone to do the decor and all of that, you guys. That is why I was like, I don't understand how Zama is turning 40 still, but I guess she is turning 40, you guys. Listen, they were in some fragrance shop. I'm like, it's your friend. You could have met at your house. That's another thing that makes me feel like, when do we see Zama's house? Okay. And then I was like, okay, finally we are going to see Zama's house because it's a birthday. But the birthday was at the restaurant, you guys. It was at the restaurant somewhere, like you go to Spare with your kids when it's a birthday. It was that kind of a situation. I'm like, something about this house goes down. Okay, when do we see it? Okay, guys. Another interesting sit down that we saw this episode was Jojo no Maria, because Maria had called Jojo earlier on to just say, listen, we do need to sit down finally and talk about what happened in our friendship. Let's figure things out. Let's see how we move forward. Surprisingly, Jojo still had Maria's number on her phone. So listen, you guys, I do feel like these phone calls are arranged. The producer will be like, listen, Maria, you're going to call at this time. Georgia, let's shoot. Because the scene was just that, she was picking up a phone and then it's like, okay, fine. They arranged it, you guys. They get to, I guess they're at a restaurant, they hug, and now they start talking about a conversation, their friendship. Now, they do say that it's hard for them to pinpoint what happened with their friendship, okay? I feel like Georgia was disappointed because she brought Maria on, but Maria became friends with the others. The same thing that Maria brought Angel on, but Angel is coming from Maria. So, and then when things started getting tense with everybody, instead of Maria taking Georgia's side, Maria took the side Labo Soresha. So then that's what drove them apart. Okay. Now, you guys, they also drop in the fact that they think that Sane contributed a lot because Sane was brought on by Maria. So Sane was supposed to be Maria's friend. Even Maria said that they knew each other. Her and Sane knew each other. So she felt like Usane will drop things, go Maria, and drop things, go Giorgio, and then let the bomb, Maybe she did, you guys. Maybe we just did not see it on the show, but I heard that she's no longer part of the show, but her name is being dropped in these conversations, and she's not around to actually explain herself and for us to understand better what happened last season, okay? And now, the conversation was about Giorgio and Maria's friendship, but Giorgio had to bring in a Ruan, okay? Which I do feel like she does need to separate that because her and Maria are friends, and then Ruan and Maria have their own issues, but it's almost like she feels like she has to fight for Ruan, okay? Now, they talk about the friendship of Maria and not Ruan, okay? It gets to a point where she says that, you know what, Ruan didn't really choose me with friendship because Maria feels like Ruan chose George. Okay, he didn't choose me, but because there was a divide, he just naturally moved to my side, and it was hard for you guys to still keep that contact because you were on the other side. And also, you are not a good friend to Ruan because when Ruan needs money, apparently Ruan lost his job at some point. Don't ask me which job, okay? He lost his job. This is what Jojo says to indicate that she's a good friend. She said, when Ruan lost his job, I was like, my friend, are you okay? And I deposit money in his account. But when he lost his job, you said he needs to get his ex together. Listen, you guys, I am definitely Maria in friendships, okay? Definitely Maria in situations because I would like, friend, what do we need to do? Okay, do we need to put your CV together? Can I have it on my on my desktop so that if you see a job somewhere, you can just say, and then I send it for you. I'm that friend, guys. I'm not just depositing money in your, But if you call me and say, listen, Slambile Nabantwana in, then we'll arrange something. So I don't understand why, Maria. I don't think that every time your friend says they lost their job, you're depositing money in their account. Okay. That is where I realized actually Ruan did not choose Jojo. Ruan chose money. Guys, who wouldn't go for a friend that when you say, my friend in Oshom Sebenzin, I could look at my friend begging details money compared to your friend that is going to say, listen, we need to figure things out here because you need to, get your things together. Okay. Maria says in the diary session, listen, I'm not that type of a friend. I'm not, I don't give handouts. So I would never do that for somebody anyways, okay? So I guess you guys, for me, I was like, is the friendship between Giorgio and Ruan real? Or is it a friendship of, he knows he can have easy access to money? Because I've been asking myself, when does Ruan work? She's always at Giorgio's house doing Giorgio's TikToks and Instagram what. They're running around, playing around. I guess that's why sometimes the things that Jojo will be getting Ruan to do, like throwing a cake on his face, like things that I'll be like, even if you're my friend, I guess now I understand why that friendship is like that, okay? He spends a lot of time with Jojo, okay? When does he work? Ruan is a grown-up man. He needs to be somewhere having a job, okay? So I get it now that Jojo is a friend that is going to financially help you. Maria is not, so he chose, Anyway, you guys, I think that they did sort of find a way to come together and apologize for whatever it is that they felt they needed to apologize for. Because I do think Jojo and Maria did miss each other. She says, Maria, she's not ready for a conversation with Ruan, but she will definitely have a conversation with Nonku and apologize. Because remember, she called Unonku a weed. And she also said Unonku was trash. Okay, she really doesn't like Unonku, and I don't feel like Maria respects Unonku. That's why I just feel like with friendship between Jojo, Unonku, and Maria, somebody's going to be left behind because at some point Jojo will have to choose. Okay, so she said she will apologize to Unonku, but not ready for, not ready for Ruan. Okay, she also confessed to guys because I was wondering why are they hanging out on Instagram, these people, when Maria called Jojo Hobo. Okay, she called it Johobo. Okay, and she confesses to Jojo, listen, I had this name that I gave to you because we were in a dark place, we were not really friends. I called you Johobo. So in the spirit of us making peace and moving on, I want to tell you that she did herself a favor because I felt like she was going to walk out of that room and then she was going to tell people that me and Jojo made up. And then Usli, because Lee was the one that had Maria call her that. And then Usli was going to be like to Jojo, she called you this. And then the fight was going to start again. So it was very wise of her to do that at that point. Now, you guys will get to Summer's event. It's a party. I'm thinking they're going to Zama's, house. And then I'm like, it looks like a restaurant. It's a nice restaurant, but I'm sure it's not her house. Guys, it's real house-wise. Okay, can we see some houses? Okay. I think we've even seen Angel's place because that first conversation she had with her boyfriend was at her place. We've even seen Angel's place, but we haven't seen Zama. Zama, where's your house? Okay, we need to see your house. It's housewives. In fact, the whole show is supposed to be shot while you are at house taking care of your house while your husband is at home because that's what the housewife does. But we don't. There's no house to be seen. Okay, is that a restaurant? And when some other guys, she did not book the restaurant. Okay, I'm not saying we do that as normal people. We don't do that. Okay, you just go and book like a table at Spare and sit and have a birthday party. But that is us. Okay, on Real Housewives, if your birthday is at a restaurant, you book the whole restaurant and the one above and the one below. Okay, and you book a lift that goes to that restaurant too. Okay, you can't be there at the restaurant, but the housewives there having a table, having your birthday party. You know, I was like, hey guys, hey, Real Housewives must go on much alive now. What are we watching? But anyway, the restaurant, everybody's like, okay, you know, got a champagne, birthday of a 16-year-old. They're just sitting there, I guess they arranged the table. I was even thinking she needed someone to do a decor at the restaurant. She just could have got like balloons from the restaurants. Every restaurant has some balloons and flowers that they do for you if there's going to be a birthday party. So I was like, why was she even calling us late, talking about, I need someone to do decor for my birthday. I'm like, and I'm looking at the table, I'm like, hey, because now we've seen things on Real Housewives. So you guys, everybody, the thing was like peacock something. Okay. So I just imagine feathers on everybody. But for some people, the way they had feathers, some they just got confused with the theme. Okay. They get there, you guys, and Nonku made peace with Sorisha. Who was it? I think Nonku was talking to Georgia about them making peace with Sorisha. So she was updating her. Listen, Sissy, Sharp, Sissy, right? Okay. Now, you guys, listen, there's something I need to mention because I think that we are going to need this in the next episode. Onongo, when she was sitting with Sorisha, she talked about Angel. Okay, keep this for yourself for the next episode. She was talking about Angel, and she said, Angel said that she's in construction, but I don't think she knows much about construction because when we were talking about it, she kept on saying, me too, me too. So whatever I was saying, I'm doing, she was saying, me too, me too, me too. It made me feel like she doesn't know much about construction. That was Unonku. Note it down. We will need it in the future because Nonku is going to deny ever saying that. Okay, you guys. So everybody arrives. Sorisha, Maria, it's peaceful now because remember, Sorisha, Maria is arriving, and there is Unonku, no Jojo, and Unonku, no Jojo, no Nonku have already made peace with Sorisha. So everybody's arriving to peace. Angel arrives, guys. I really think that when she arrived with like positive attitude. And I think she was willing to get to know the people because remember she's new in the group and she already has had the outburst in the first episode that we saw her sitting with the others. So I think she was willing to just be like, let's press restart. Okay, everybody was looking beautiful, you guys. Yes, except Maria ended up wearing the same dress as Amy, the new lady, Amanda. Okay, guys, I was like, where have I seen this lady? I was like, I remember seeing someone on social media when she was doing story time about the hijacking. I need to find it, okay, because there's something about the fake hijacking, okay. And so everybody arrives, okay. I think this episode, Zama loved it because it was about her. She loves the attention. I think she's just not understanding why people are not making a big deal about her being part of the show because I really feel like she thinks she should be bigger than she's been given the attention. Angel is giving us that lady who was a singer. I said to me, but at least she speaks. Mbalezizo just used to sit there, and not do much. Okay, Maria's lips much better. Yes, Jojo and Maria makes sense as housewives. Noku bring some life back. Jojo too. Yes, you guys. I'm still trying to figure out why they had added the new cast, but yes, you guys. Zama is staying in Johannesburg, Dando, like Ayanda, Ayakumbola, Wayenza Njani. Yeah, but we pretend we don't know that. Remember, you guys, even Lassie did clarify that actually when she was shooting the show, she was leaving. She had moved to Joburg, so she just moved down so she could shoot the show. But we still were demanding to see her house. But that makes sense, you guys. No good though, but it's not Angel's father who runs the construction business. It would make sense if she only knows the basic, but she talks as if it's her. When Nongo was talking about the certification and all of that, she talked as if she is the one that, that is in construction. Anyway, you guys, listen, I don't know if we'll be able to get through everything because I'm running out of time, but I can do part 2 because this scene was really good. Now, you guys, it's a party, and Nongo kept asking how old is Zama turning, and I'm like, Nongo is feeling the same way that I'm feeling because I'm like, how is Zama turning 40? She's like, can I get clarity? How old are you exactly? So, you guys, they and then at some point, I'm saying, you guys, I do understand that the fertility issue is an important issue to Angel, but I don't understand why it has to come up every. Sorry if there are older people here. Every effing sin. Okay, so she sits there. They're at Zama's party, remember, at the restaurant. Everybody is happy to party. Now I think she wanted to do the toast and cut the cake. And then Angel started talking about, someone asked her if she has kids. She says, no, but in the future. And then she says, I have fertility issues. Guys, you've just met these people. Just say, yeah, in the future. Maybe when you have sit downs with individuals and you can start getting into the fact that you have fertility issues. So while she's revealing to everybody that she has fertility issues, then Uzama was trying to cut the cake, and then she's like, what did I disturb? Okay, I do feel like Uzama knew very well what she was doing, you guys. I feel like she was being shady. I think she had very well what Angel was saying. She just decided, to ignore it, okay? And then they're saying, no, Angel is talking about her fertility issues. It's like, okay, we'll talk about that later. It's possible, you guys, that because Zama is dealing with the same thing, she was like, listen, let's not get this, let's not get emotional. Let's do the pattern, And she's like, listen, we'll get to that later. Let's do this. Okay. Everybody's like, how's Zama? Zama. Nami, I think I might do that. I don't want people to be talking about fertility issues at my birthday. Maybe I won't do what Zama did, but I also would have prepared for somebody not to talk about that because it's like now everybody's going to, oh my God, shame, hugging you, and it's my birthday. Okay. So there was that, you guys. And also, I need to end it now. I'm going to talk about the game that they play in a different video. I actually think it's going to be more fun because we'll get to talk about each and every question that was asked, how it got to be messy. Because it does get messy, you guys. Anyway, I'm going to end it here, you guys, because it's already 8 a.m. Thank you so much for joining me, Pili. Thank you so much for being here. And African Salt. African Salt was like having, spin kicks in the comment section. I love it. I appreciate it so much because it's nice to actually have an interaction in the comment section while you do the lives. Guys, I appreciate you so much. I'm going to try and do the other part as a live. If not, I'll do it as a video. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like it before Pumegana. Share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers. Give me tanda. Kakho.